Okay, we can start together. I'm sure others are going to be joining us very soon. Okay, today we are going to learn FAREME, Family, Religion, and Moral Education. You can take that down. We are going to do FAREME, Family, Religion, and Moral Education. We are going to learn about the indigenous religion. We are continuing. Today we are going to learn about the indigenous religion, ATR. Our topic today, we are going to concentrate on the religious ceremonies and festivals in families. Religious ceremonies, C-E-R-E-M-O-N-I-E-S. We're going to learn about the ceremonies that the indigenous religion engages in, okay? Remember that all religions have...
Can you repeat that?
Okay, religious ceremonies. Ceremonies, C-E-R-E-M-O-N-I-E-S. Religious ceremonies and festivals. Religious ceremonies and festivals that are practiced by families in the ATR religion. Okay, yes. Ceremonies, they depend. In the Christian religion, you have the Christmas that you celebrate when a child is born. People come and give presents. There are so many things that are done. Okay, in the African traditional religion, there are some ceremonies that are also ceremonies that are there, okay, that are practiced in the African traditional religion. Those are the ceremonies that we want to talk about today, okay? We're going to be writing a few notes on the topic today, okay? So, the religious ceremonies, okay, welcome. Justin, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, today, Justin, we are doing FAREME. We are having a continuation on indigenous religion, where we are talking about the different ceremonies and festivals that are practiced under the indigenous religion. Okay, we're going to be taking down some notes, so make sure you get your paper and pen ready. Paper and pen ready. Okay, the first religious ceremony, the religious ceremonies we're first going to, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to list them down and then I'm going to tell you more about them. The first one is called Bira in Shona, B-I-R-A in Shona, or Uguthetela in Ndebele. Bira, B-I-R-A. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so take that down. Bira, which is B-I-R-A. In Ndebele, they call it Uguthetela. This is one religious ceremony that is practiced under the African traditional religion. We're going to talk more about it, okay? The next one is called Umbuyiso. Umbuyiso in Ndebele. In Shona, Michaela, are you able to write that one? Umbuyiso.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Umbuyiso in Ndebele. In Shona, they call it Kurova Guva. Kurova, which is K-U-R-O-V-A. K-U-R-O-V-A. G-U-V-A. So indigenous religion, they have their ceremonies which are named.
Can you repeat it?
Repeat the Shona one, okay. K-U-R-O-V-A. 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 And then you have, then you space, the next one is G-U-V-A. Kurova, or in Ndebele Umbuyiso. The reason why you have to know the two is because you might find in a test where they are asking you, what is Kurova Guva? But if you know it in Ndebele, you're able to explain it more if you can understand it better in Ndebele. If you can understand it better in Shona, it's okay as well. You can explain it well in English, okay? So we're going to talk more about that. The third, another ceremony, they also celebrate marriage ceremonies. They also have marriage ceremonies as well under the indigenous religion. Marriage ceremonies. It's also another ceremony that is practiced under the indigenous religion. They might ask you, list any 4 religious ceremonies that are practiced in the ATR. So you already have Bira or Ubutetela, you have Kuroa Goa or Umbuiso, now you have marriage ceremonies. The 4th one is, they are called initiation ceremonies. Initiation, I'm going to spell it. It's INITIATION. I'll start it again. INITIATION. Initiation ceremonies. They also have Thanksgiving ceremonies, just like in the Christian religion. They also have Thanksgiving. They also have Thanksgiving ceremonies. Of course, they practice it differently in the Christian religion, but they do have the Thanksgiving ceremonies. And they also have a ceremony where they welcome a bride into a family. When there is a bride, there is a marriage ceremony. When they welcome the bride into the family, it's a special ceremony that they do when they are welcoming umakoti into the family. Okay, so now let's talk about let's talk more about these ceremonies that I gave you. Okay, there is these people, they hold ceremonies. We talked about the Thanksgiving ceremony. I'm going to tell you about the Thanksgiving ceremony. They hold the ceremonies to thank the supreme being through their ancestors for different harvests. Okay, under the Thanksgiving ceremony, they thank the supreme being. Remember, the god for the ATR is called the supreme being. They call him Mwari or Unkulunkulu. So they thank the supreme being through the ancestors, thanking for the harvests that they get. So under the ATR religion, when they go and farm some crops, they have crops, and when they harvest those crops, they are not allowed to eat those crops before the Thanksgiving ceremony. So a Thanksgiving ceremony is a very sacred ceremony whereby they are not allowed to eat their ceremonies, they are not allowed to eat their harvests, sorry, before the ceremony comes. So when they say they have some maize meal, they plant their maize meals and everything, they harvest, they have a good harvest. So before they eat those maize meals, they have to firstly go and have a Thanksgiving ceremony to the supreme being, thanking the supreme being for having a good harvest. It is believed under the ATR that if a Thanksgiving ceremony is not made, or the people eat their harvest before a Thanksgiving ceremony, it is believed that they are going to have a drought. So, which means that maybe during the summer season there, when they have their harvest, when they are harvesting their harvest, they're not allowed to just eat, just like what we do under the Christian religion, that if maybe you plant maize and then you are done, the maize is ripe, you just eat. Under the ATR, it is not allowed to do that. Once you get your maize, you have to offer a Thanksgiving ceremony to say thank you to the supreme being through the ancestors for these harvests that they got. They believe that if they don't give thanks to the supreme being, they are going to experience a drought. Okay, so under the ATR, it is believed that a drought is caused by people not giving thanks to the supreme being. This is different from the Christian religions, the Jewish religions, and other religions. Okay, and also Thanksgiving ceremonies are also done when a child is born. Okay, when a child is born, people at a Thanksgiving ceremony is done. Okay, how do they do this Thanksgiving ceremony? A goat is slaughtered. Okay, they slaughter a goat, and families are invited to come. They eat that goat. So the slaughtering of that goat means that there is blood that is shedded, which means they are giving thanks to the ancestors. When that blood is being shed, they're giving thanksgiving to the ancestors. This is how they do their Thanksgiving under the African traditional religion. You might be asked, can you name anything that is done under the Thanksgiving ceremony for the HR? You might say that when a child is born, a goat is slaughtered, okay? And also, you might say that when there are good harvests, okay, the people have a Thanksgiving ceremony towards the Supreme Being for the good harvest that they are given. Okay, and then also there is another ceremony that is done. We said there are some ceremonies. There is another ceremony that is done, a ceremony for asking for rain. Okay, a ceremony for asking for rain. This ceremony, communities come together and then they ask for rain. These ceremonies, they are called the rain-making ceremonies. The rain-making ceremonies are called ukwebula ingxoza or mukwerera. Let me spell it. Let me spell the Shona one first. The rain-making ceremony in Shona, it is called mukwerera, Mukwerera. Okay, Mukwerera. Okay, this is a rainmaking ceremony. It's called ukwebula ingxoza. Yes, Justin, your hand is up.
I wanted you to repeat it in Ndebele one.
The Ndebele one,
Ndebele
rainmaking ceremony. Ukwebula ingxoza.
Yes, ma'am.
In Ndebele? Can you all spell it in Ndebele? Ukwebula ingxoza. Ukwebula ingxoza. This is a rain-making ceremony. This question can come to you in a paper one question where they ask you, what is the rain-making ceremony for indigenous religion called? It is called mukwerera or ukwebula ingxoza. Ukwebula ingxoza in Ndebele. Are we all together there, Michaela? Are we together?
Yes, ma'am.
And Bryce, are we together? Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. All right. Now let's talk about Kurova Guva. You remember I gave you a ceremony called Kurova Guva or Umbuyiso. Yes. Is there anyone who knows what happens on Umbuyiso? What happens when they have Umbuyiso? Anyone who knows before I explain Umbuyiso? Anyone who knows Umbuyiso? Umbuyiso is a ceremony that happens after there has been a death, after there has been death in the family. Let's say the grandfather has died in the family, right? So after a few days or a month, they have umbuyiso, okay? Or they call it kurova kuva. Umbuyiso, they are bringing back the spirit of the grandfather who is dead to come back to the home and look after the family, okay? In Christian society, they call it a memorial service. But in the indigenous religion, they call it umbuyiso, where they are bringing back the spirit of the grandfather back into the family to look after the children. Remember, we said indigenous religion, they focus on the ancestors, okay? The ancestors are the ones who pray. The ancestors are the ones who are given all the requests that the people need, problems and everything, and they're the ones who channel everything to the Supreme. So whatever problem that they have, so now the grandfather who has died in the family, maybe let's say the grandfather was the person who was taking care of the whole family, okay? So that moment, if that happens, when the grandfather dies, now they do umbuyiso to celebrate his spirit and to say, now grandfather, yes, we know you have died with your flesh, but we are bringing you back, we are bringing back the spirit to come and watch over the family. That is what umbuyiso is, okay? That is under the indigenous religion, okay? All right. Another ceremony we talked about was ukuthetela. Remember, I told you about ukuthetela. What is ukuthetela? Ukuthetela is a ceremony where the family come together and they air out their requests to the ancestors, okay? Let's say maybe Mrs. Mlotshwa maybe Mrs. Mlotshwa has a problem, or maybe she's not feeling well. So she tells during ukuthetela, she tells the ancestors to say, now I'm not feeling well. So as they are telling the ancestors, what they do is they perform certain things. They brew beer, they brew beer, and there is something called sniff, okay, that they pour on the ground. So they pour beer and sniff on the ground, which is believed that this beer and the sniff is going to be given to the ancestors. So during the initiation ceremony, the community or the family, they come together, they air out their requests to the ancestors. They're just telling them about what they need, or maybe they say, I'm not doing well at school, please help me to do well. Or maybe they are saying that I have a problem that is affecting me, please assist me. It is done through the initiation ceremony. This is the initiation ceremony that we talked about. It is believed that the ancestral spirits will share that beer and sprinkled stuff. That is what they believe. They believe that the ancestors are going to share that beer that has been sprinkled on the ground. And also, this is not only done when there is a problem, it is also done when there is happiness and celebrations, okay? They do it when they are celebrating a lot of things. Maybe they are saying thank you to the ancestors. They also do it as well. They pour the beer and the sniff on the ground to say thank you to the ancestors for the different things that have happened. Maybe the children are doing well, maybe someone has a new home, maybe someone has done something great. So they are saying thank you to the ancestors for that. Okay, so this is what they call the initiation ceremony. I want to show you now the different religious artifacts. Okay, we said I was talking about the different things that are seen. Can you see? Are you able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
All able to
Yes,
see?
ma'am.
Okay, Bryce? Okay, so these are the different artifacts that are used under the indigenous religion. We have the wooden, this is the wooden plate that is used. The wooden plate that is used here. The wooden plate. Remember I talked about the snuff. This is the snuff container. That is the snuff container there. This is tobacco, raw tobacco mouth that they pour on top of the ground there with the beer. And this is the ceremonial spear. The ceremonial spear, umkhonto, that they use during the ceremonies that are performed. And also, the people who perform these ceremonies, they wear some attires. There are some attires that they wear as they are performing. Remember, that is not anyone who can perform. Who can name any person whom they know they use under the indigenous religion who wears this type of attires? Yes, Justin, your hand is up. Yes, Justin?
Spirit mediums.
The spirit mediums, yes. They wear these attires as they are doing the ceremonies. Remember that these rainmaking ceremonies, the initiation ceremonies, umbuyiso, whenever these ceremonies are done, there are people who are believed to help these ceremonies to commence, okay? So as Justin has said, there is a spirit medium who wears these. Sometimes they call them izinyanga, sometimes they call them izangoma. In Ndebele, remember indigenous religion, they use the vernacular languages when they are relating to their different things. That's why their god is called Mwari in Shona, Umlimu in Ndebele. They have izinyanga, izangoma, who perform different religious ceremonies. If a household is umbuyiso, they have someone they call a religious person, a spirit medium, to come and help in the initiation of umbuyiso. When there is a rainmaking ceremony that we talked about, they call these spirit mediums to come, and these spirit mediums, they have different attires that they wear. We have this one, the animal skin. The animal skin is one religious attire. Animal skin. Where do we get animal skin from? Where do we get this animal skin from? Who can tell me where we get this animal skin from? Which animal do they kill? Yes, Bryce. Yes, Sia. Sorry?
Cows.
From cows, yes.
Cows.
Yes. In Ndebele, what do you call this animal skin? What do we call it in Ndebele? Anyone who knows? Yes, Justin? Yes, Justin?
Isigogo.
Isikhumba, nithi? Yes. Isikhumba lesi, kuthi whenever they kill that cow, right? there are people who make sure, who are wearing these animal skins, and they are the people who wear these attires for the ceremonies that we talked about. Can you see another headgear there? There's a headgear there that is worn. This headgear is worn by Izangoma that we talked about, the spirit mediums. They move around wearing these heads as they are performing. The moment you see someone wearing these things and their beads there, those beads, you already know that this is a religious person under the indigenous religion, like the spirit medium. They are respected people because they are the people who are said to communicate directly with the ancestors. They are the people who channel, they are the people who are the mediums, they are the go-betweens. Whenever you need something, whenever you need help, they are the go-betweens. So they wear these different attires, okay? So before we close our lesson, can someone tell me whatever they managed to hear from today's lesson? What did you manage to learn from today's lesson? Anything that you managed to learn from today's lesson before you are going to go and answer the questions that I'm going to upload later during the day today? What did you learn from today's lesson? Anything you managed to learn from today's lesson? Yes, whose hand is up? Anything you managed to learn from today's lesson? Anything you learned from today's lesson?
Religious ceremonies.
Yes, Justin, your hand is up. Yes, you can talk, Justin.
Religious ceremonies.
The religious ceremonies. Any ceremony in particular?
Vira. Ukuthetela.
Yes. Ukuthetela. Yes, Michaela. Any others? Anything else you learned? Yes, Michaela?
No, ma'am, I was going to say that.
Oh, you're going to say that as well. Okay, good. So we learned about these religious ceremonies. I said it is a new topic as well. You need to read more about it. It's on page 36 and 37 on FAREME textbook. You have them in your phones. Read more about it and understand it, okay? Because these questions can come out in a paper one exam or in a paper two, where you're asked to tell or to just talk about 2 or 3 religious ceremonies that are practiced under the indigenous religion, some artifacts or the different headgears that they wear, okay, during their initiation ceremonies that they do, okay? So I'm going to upload work for you that is related to what we have learned about today in FAREME, okay? So I'm going to allow you guys to say goodbye to one another before we end our lesson for today.
Bye, Justin.
Bye, Michaela.
Okay, bye. I see Sia's network is down. So bye, guys. Bye, Justin.
Bye.
Bye, Michaela.
Bye, ma'am.
Okay, bye, guys. We'll see you again tomorrow, or maybe if I have another chance to have a lesson, I'm going to communicate with you if there's another chance for another lesson, okay? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
tomorrow, please, can you wear your uniforms for our lessons? Please wear your uniform when we're having our lessons tomorrow, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll tell her. It's